Welcome to our home network setup. Today we're designing a simple yet efficient network for a two-story home using Cisco Packet Tracer. Let's take a closer look at the layout. Okay, so over here on the first floor, we have a cozy living room where a desktop computer is stationed. Moving upstairs to the master bedroom, we have another desktop that requires a direct high-speed gigabit internet connection. Across the hall, we have a room with a laptop that will connect wirelessly. Now, over here, our internet service provider has already set up all the devices. All we need to do is do the configuration, and we will also be installing a modem. Our modem is going to be connected on the master bedroom with a coax cable and a home router to enable Wi-Fi for seamless wireless connectivity throughout the house. Let's get started. So now we're going to choose our home router. All right, so now we're going to set up the coax cable. We're going to make sure it's connected to the right port. And we're going to set up an Ethernet connection to the server. All right, so we're going to change the name of the server to google.com because it will be serving as a DHCP and a DNS server. Okay, let's see. Looks perfect. All right. So, all right, now let's change the configuration from DSL to cable. We'll go back up, click on cable, and add the coax to internet. All right, that looks perfect. All right, so now we're going to do the configuration for the server. This is going to be our default gateway for all devices. IP we're going to be using is going to be 208.67.200.200. And that's going to be on the Class C 255, 255, 255.0. Default gateway is going to be 208.67.200.1. And the DNS server is going to be its own. It's going to be 208.67.200.200. Okay, everything looks perfect. Alright, so now let's configure our DHCP. First things first, let's make sure the DHCP is on. It's very important. I made that mistake many times. So we're going to name this DHCP pool. Our default gateway is going to be the server itself. So it's going to be 208.67.200.200. DNS server is the same. The starting IP. Let's just start it at 1 and 50 maximum. That should be good. Let's add it to the device, and there you go. So let's talk about how DHCP will be handled in our network. We'll be using DHCP both on the home router and on the ISP server, but they serve different purposes in this setup. See, the internet service provider DHCP operates at the provider level. It assigns a public IP address to our modem. This public IP is how our entire network is identified on the internet. On the other hand, the router DHCP server operates at the local network level. Okay, so it assigns private IP addresses to all the devices within our home network: the desktop in the living room, the laptop upstairs, and the desktop in the master bedroom. These private IPs allow the devices to communicate with each other and with the internet, creating a smooth and organized network. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, now let's create our DNS. And for this example, we're just gonna use google.com with the address being 208.67.200.200. Okay, perfect. I like to picture the DNS server as the internet's phone book. What it pretty much does, it translates human readable domain names, like in this case google.com, into a machine readable IP address, like for this case 208.67.200.200. And this is how computers locate and connect to websites and other resources. So let's continue here. So now we can start working at the house. Let's connect our router to our modem. Make sure everything is correct. So let's see, 192.168.0.1. Then we got the 255.255.255.0. Let's make sure this is enabled. 750 maximum. Alright, so let's configure our DNS to match the other end of our internet service provider. So it's going to be 208.67.200.200. Make sure everything is right. Then you're going to save all your settings. Alright, now we're going to go to wireless, and we're going to configure the network SSID. Now this is just a basic configuration. I mean, in a normal situation, we're going to be setting up a Wi-Fi protected access 3. We're going to be setting up a firewall. You could do MAC address filtering, guest network, parental controls, but this is just a simple basic setup, so all we're going to do is just change the SSID. So for the master bedroom desktop, we'll run a high-speed gigabit internet cable directly from the router to ensure a reliable and fast internet connectivity for all its wire needs. Okay, so while this finishes up, let's go swap our internet ports and add our antennas. Alright, so let's make sure first that the PC is off. Let's take this out and add our antennas. Turn it back on so that quickly go to pick up wireless signals. Okay, perfect. So now let's go back to our master bedroom desktop, and the first thing we want to make sure that it is able to pick up a DHCP. So as you can see right now, there is nothing on our IP addresses. So let's see if it picks up the DHCP server that we created on our home router. You can see 192.168.0.112.255.255.0. It also picked up our default gateway and our DNS server. So now let's connect our computer to our wireless signal that's coming from the home router. So go to PC wireless, connect, and now hopefully we see the home network. There you go. Perfect, perfect. So it did pick up the home network router. Let's connect to that. Now let's go check the living room desktop. Awesome. Now let's go to the laptop and make sure that it is picking up the DHCP server on the home router. So let's go to the command prompt. Let me move this over here. ipconfig all. Awesome. Wireless connection. As you can see here, it picked up an IPv4 address, the 255.255.0, the class C subnet mask. It picked up also our DNS server 208.67.200.200. So okay guys, the moment of truth. Let's ping google.com. If everything has been set up correctly, all devices should now communicate with each other as intended. If something doesn't work as expected, it's an opportunity to troubleshoot, learn, and improve. So here we go. Oh, no, 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 no. Destination host unreachable. Let's try this again. Yep, so something is definitely wrong in our configuration. So what we got to do is go back and find out what it is. Troubleshooting is key in networking because mistakes happen to everyone, no matter the experience level. Misconfigurations, overlooked details, or misunderstood setups are part of the learning process. So let's find out what the problem is by first looking at our server. Make sure all the information is correct, the IP address. Okay, so let's go into the configuration. Let's first check our DNS server and google.com, and there it is. It's supposed to be 208, not 200. So I can see how that's causing some issues in our network. So let's change that back to 208, save it, and let's go back to our laptop. Let's try pinging google.com one more time, and it's a success. Awesome, awesome. Success here means we've built a reliable and functional network ready to support its intended purpose. So these are going to be some happy customers. Now let's check out the other PCs and make sure everything is working properly. Okay, that's great. That's great. It's communicating with our DHCP server as intended. Let's try pinging google.com. Great. We're getting a reply back from our server. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Building a home network can be surprisingly simple once you take the time to learn the basics. Understanding how devices connect, how to configure a router, and setting up security measures, which we didn't do in this video, hopefully we'll do in the next. But setting up security measure transforms what seems complex into a straightforward process. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos just like this one.